Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, Walking with Purpose. And today, I'm going to be discussing, should men try to lock down women? One more time, should men try to lock down women? There were a few women on the trail here that just passed me. They're going up to the observation deck, so it's all good. Last thing I want are some women that don't know exactly what I'm talking about to hear me discussing should men try to lock down women. Anyway, the simple answer to the question is no. Men should never, ever, ever, ever try to lock down a woman. That is not your job as a man to lock down a woman. Okay? What is your job as a man when you're getting to know a woman? If you meet a woman and there's great chemistry when you first meet, which you'll know within a few seconds of meeting in person for the first time. If it's going great, your job as a man is simply one thing. Well, maybe three things. Those women are coming back. Anyway, let me keep moving forward. Your job as a man is three things: hang out, have fun, and hook up. I'm going to repeat that one more time. Hang out, have fun, and hook up. One of my other favorite coaches that I support out here is Coach Eli. He says that the three H's. That's your job as a man, right? Your job as a man is to wait for the woman to reach out to you, right? So you started dating a new woman, right? A woman that's really, really into you is going to reach out to you first the majority of the time. And in order for there to be a great sexual polarity and for the woman to not get bored, the relationship has to be her idea. The moment the relationship is more your idea than hers is the moment that she'll start going sideways. She'll start getting bored. She'll fall in love with you. It's funny, the shadow of the camera is right in my face because the sun is like right at me. This is an interesting shot. Very interesting shot. So the relationship has to be the woman's idea, right? And women need to initiate all calling, texting, and pursuing 70 to 80% of the time. And then it's okay for the man to do it about 20 to 30% of the time. Because here's the thing. If you do it right and you let the woman pursue you and text you first, most if not all the time, the woman might ask you, how come I always text you first? I've had that happen to me many times. How come you never text me first? Oh, baby, I never thought it was a big deal. You just happened to text me first. And, I got my things to do. You've got your things to do. I figured, hey, whenever you would come around to it, you would text me. I'll get back to you, and then we'll make some plans. Well, I really would like it if you could text me first, sometimes, right? I'm like, all right, well, I'll text you first once a week or something. Or whenever, right? Let's not make a big deal out of it, babe. It's just, at that point, when you have a woman questioning you about why she's always texting you first and you're not texting her first, right? And you understand this principle as well as I do, at that point she's really into you and she wants to hear more from you. But here's the thing. Let's say you figure that out and then you start texting her first 70 to 80% of the time. Her attitude will shift, right? And women initially will say, no, my attitude won't change if you text me more than I text you. Yeah, it will, because then it's no longer your idea. It's no longer more your idea. It's more, at that point it'll be more of my idea, right? And chasing someone in a relationship is way more feminine energy than masculine energy. I'm going to pull over to the side because those women are walking very fast. And I'm going to just come over here and show you some beauty here for a second. And that way I don't get in trouble by the women on the trail for what I am discussing. It's nothing really bad, but they don't know. They don't know what I'm talking about, right? I wouldn't want them to think I'm a misogynist, which I'm not. I'm definitely not a misogynist, right? So, the relationship has to be the woman's idea. The moment it's not the woman's idea is the moment that it starts to go the opposite way. Okay? In addition, a lot of guys have asked me, and a lot of guys have made this mistake. They start dating this very, very attractive woman, and she seems really nice and sweet and all that, right? And they're so enamored by her, they try to lock her down into a relationship after the first or second date. Big, big, big mistake, because women have had that happen to them so many times nowadays because of the thirsty beta males, and any guy that does this is a thirsty beta male. If you do that, you're basically going to put up her guard, and she's going to classify you as a thirsty beta male that's weak, needy, desperate, and insecure. You're trying to lock her down after 1 or 2 dates because you have no other options, right? Women want to be with a high-value man. When I say high-value man, I don't necessarily mean he has to be the richest guy in the world, but he has to be financially stable, right? When I say, doesn't have to be rich, he doesn't have to make $1 million, but hey, here in the Bay Area, if you're not making at least 150 grand a year as a man, that's pretty average, then you don't have your shit together, right? Women want to be with a high-value man that makes a decent amount of money to be able to afford his lifestyle and to be able to afford a lifestyle with her should it get to that point, right? Right? They want a man that takes care of himself physically, right? Like myself, I get out here on the trails every day and I walk and I keep myself healthy and fit. I'm going to be 48 years old very soon, December 17th of 2021. If you view this video after that point, I may be older, just do the math. But anyway, I'm going to be almost 48 years old, or I'm almost 48 years old, which is what I'm trying to say. I take good care of myself, right? That's another part of being a high-value man. Most men my age don't take care of themselves, right? I'm very active. I have a lot of energy. I'm still full of testosterone. I take care of my health to the point of where I am just as great of a guy to be with now as I was when I was 21. I can still do everything that I could do at the same level at age 21, right? So that's what women are looking for. They're looking for a high-value man that's focused on his purpose, right? Your job as a man is to focus on your purpose, and your purpose is, your woman is not your purpose. Women are not a man's purpose. If you make a woman your purpose, she's going to pick up on that, and that's going to make you further come off more so weak, needy, desperate, and insecure. That's going to repel her, because a woman wants to be with a man that has his shit together, that is strong, confident, and is a happy person independent of the relationship with you, the woman, right? Women are looking for a man to be happy being by himself, because if a man can't be happy being by himself, how is he going to be happy with a woman, right? Happiness does not stem primarily from a relationship. Now, a relationship can bring you more happiness in addition to what you already, have for yourself, right? That's why I always say, for a relationship to work out, you have to have a man and a woman both be in a good, happy place, emotionally stable, mentally stable, financially stable, and be spiritually connected too, right? So with that being said, okay, men, never try to lock down a woman. Keep hanging out, having fun, and hooking up. And here's what's going to happen. 2 to 3 months into, you dating a woman, right? Because you're not in a relationship until it's official, right? You start dating a woman, and typically, week 6 or 8, a month and a half, 2 months into it, sometimes maybe up to 3 months into it, the woman, if she really likes what's happening, you're a great conversationalist, you emotionally bond with her, you rock her world in the bedroom unlike any other guy, right? You do more than just sit around your place all day with her. You take her places. You just do fun things. And you show her amazing times unlike any other guy has. At that point, the woman is going to be enamored by, week 6 or week 8 in the relationship, which is a month and a half to 2 months into it, or probably in some cases it may take 3 months, right? But by the 3-month period, if a woman is really into you, she's going to bring up the relationship. She's going to say, how do you feel about me, right? I remember I had a woman do this to me in the past. This was many years ago. I got to share this story because it was very interesting. We were at that point, like the 2.5 month point, and she goes, "How do you feel about me?" I said, "Well, I enjoy your company. You're fun to be with. We have great romance. It's really fun. I really enjoy my time with you," and blah, blah, blah. And then she came back and said, "No, how do you really feel about me?" And I knew exactly where she was going with this, but I was messing with her, right? I knew she was trying to get me to profess my love to her. I said, "Well, I just told you how I really feel about you. I think you're beautiful, you're fun to be with, we have great times together, great intimacy, blah, blah, blah," right? And then she comes back a third time and goes, "No, how do you really feel about me?" And I started to look at her, and I knew exactly what she wanted me to do, right? She was trying to get me to profess my love to her, right? And I look at her and I go, "Oh, how do I really feel about you? You're talking from here, right? The heart, right?" And she starts laughing and smiling and giggling and all that, right? And then I told her, I said, "Look, I do care about you. I do love the person that you are. And I want to learn to love you more and see where this goes. But is that how you feel about me? Because you brought it up." And then that woman told me, she goes, "I really love who you are. I love you. I love what we, blah, blah, blah," right? Just to make a long story short, right? The point I'm trying to make is this. Trying to lock down someone in a relationship is the woman's job. It's the woman's job to try to lock the man down. It is not the man's job to try to lock the woman down. Okay? Again, relationships will only work if the relationship is always perceived to be the woman's idea. It has to be more her idea than yours. That's just how women are. That's how women have always been. Women are hypergamous by nature, meaning they're out there seeking the strongest man, right? And they're going to test you all the time. Even if you commit to them in a relationship or get married to them, they're going to constantly test you to see if you're that strongest man. And if not, they will find someone to replace you even if you're married to them, right? It has to be the woman's idea. And you talk to women about this, you try to explain this to women, and women criticize this, right? You know why women criticize things like this, like I talk about on my channel here on YouTube? Because it's the truth, and it's exposing their game. It's not even really a game. It's how women are emotionally hardwired to be, right? With the internet nowadays, guys like me that understand women and are trying to help guys, by preventing them from wasting their time with the wrong women, we share these tips and tricks so you know what to look for to know if you're with the right woman or not. And if you are with the right woman, you want to keep her around and keep her happy and make sure she keeps you happy. These are the things that you need to look for and do. And the one thing you don't do is you never try to lock a woman down. It's not your job as a man. Your job as a man is to hang out, have fun, and hook up. Show her a great time. When she brings it up, if you're ready for it, then you can agree to it. If you're not ready for it, you can tell her you need a little more time or you just want something casual. But typically, If you're with a woman for 3 months and she wants a relationship and you don't agree to it when she brings it up and you ask for more time, she's probably going to move on because she wants to be with someone who's ready. So if you're ready, all you have to do is agree. Say, yeah, I feel the same way. She might ask you, well, how come you never told me? Well, I don't want to overwhelm you, I just figured that, hey, when you were ready for it, babe, I knew you were going to tell me. I wanted to give you the time and space and show you my patience. Wow. Let's look at this plane in 4K at 60 frames per second. Wow. Just absolutely beautiful. All right, folks. I want to thank you all for taking the time to view this video. Another video is coming to this channel soon. Please like, share, subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications. I'll see you next time. On the flip side, take care. Bye-bye.